It looks like, well, it's reminiscent of Romanesque building, isn't it? It's Wednesday. It's the Elex Show. And it's Wednesday. I'm going to get there early, so it's only about 2:30 now. Popping to the office to get my duvet so I can sleep in the van when I get to Ali Pali. I did mean to show you riv nuts. I took the inverter out and I realised there's some riv nuts here. So, don't know if you can see that. That is a riv nut. But on the other side it's squashed in so that it's secured. That's what I like about this van. It's never quite comfortable and it speaks to you in French. It's all in French. Well, it's gone back into English now. It used to be in French. Well, that's another thing I like about it. It changes the language without you doing anything. It also puts the radio on silence every so often. Silent mode, whatever mode that's for. I don't know why you would ever want radio on silent mode, but this snaps into it for weeks on end sometimes. Certainly it has character. But my next van, I think I will go with a Citroen, but I'm looking at a Citroen Relay L1H1. Got 10 minutes till Starbucks opens. I'm going to go in there and have a coffee. Well, here I am, and actually the engine lights come on. That's another thing that happens with this vehicle, is the engine light comes on randomly, and sometimes if you're really lucky it can just put you into limp mode for no apparent reason. So yeah, I'm just going to see if I can park up here and then have a snooze. There's some spaces here. White lines aren't that obvious though. Yeah. We'll go up there, it's the closest.
It rejected every single piece of them. Now, why do you think they're making such a fuss now? They were never going to accept it.
Well, I just came out for a little break, and I have met up with a couple of people. One, I can't give their names because I haven't asked their permission to tell you what, but my brother-in-law is a Sikh, so we had a conversation about languages, and he'd seen some of my videos as well. The hotel with the tripping RCD. I haven't come across BEW from Wandsworth and the nail gun, unfortunately, because I've brought that useless magnetic pin guide with me and the packing number with the component number on it. And it doesn't look as if I'm going to be able to get any joy here for that, which was kind of my main, not my main thing, but I mean, you always got an aim within an aim to get something done here and make it at least on paper look worthwhile, the effort. But I've enjoyed the morning, and getting here nice and early was really good. So we're just going to head back in again now. I will link up with Gurlit and see if he doesn't mind going on and putting a word in. One of the things I have bought are 2 different size cable pullers for the super rods, which I was amazed to hear were £35 and £25, or £30 and £25 anyway. I got both of them for 30, and there's also some pretty impressive looking knee pads. Now, I've always had a thing against knee pads ever since Iraq, where I wore them a lot, and I haven't found any that actually got around the problem of the elastics sort of bunching up behind your knees. But these ones, for all they do have the same elastic problem, possibly, they work on a afternoon spring system, and I did try them on and they were really comfortable and quite hard wearing. The only thing is that they were such nice knee pads, I think I'd only ever wear them in a wedding or at a party, and I wouldn't want to get them dirty. They're normally £70, and I think she's selling them for 40. And then there's various accoutrements and side orders with them, which really... Now this is what I call a vacuum. 54 volts, brushless, not like the Milwaukee offerings, which aren't brushless. Don't get me wrong, my Milwaukee suits me quite well. This is the one I first saw, that one. This must be a new one. See if it actually turns on. No, they haven't got a battery in it. Right. I'd like to know how much that is. Not that I'm going to get one. Rupert, you're forgetting something. You just bought a Metabo 35 litre. So we're not going to be buying any more vacuums for now.
Because obviously we don't sell... Just have it if you want.
Have it, he says. Have the card. That's how little he sets by it. Our little store. So these are the people that make the... What are they called again?
Fix for fire.
Fix for fire screws that I went on about. I think I went on about them, how much I like them before. And now they make these wax ones.
Yeah,
they've got wax. They go into
wood.
This is.
So we're just having a fascinating screw conversation. Look, there they are. I love these things.
There's the
Look,
fix for fire.
There's the fix for fire. These things are gorgeous. I've got crossheads. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I love these. I've got them all over my van now. Instead of using riv nuts. Not instead of using riv nuts, as well as using riv nuts.
So obviously that's the full
Olympic
range.
fixings. Supply to City Electrical. Olympic fixings. I'm going to ask for them to send me a magazine.
Well,
It's a little bit better. There's more electrician-y stuff in Sandown. Anyway, so I bought myself a pizza here, and I bought more of these with the metal clips this time. I think they came to about £40. I have bought well, I've got a pencil that does the same thing. But I think I'm going to go shortly because my throat is really hurting and I've used up my voice. It's amazing how much talking you do. Oh, I'll show you afterwards. I got some. One thing to try out some wood filler. It's white, but it can be coloured, which I'm going to try out in the church where we didn't get diocesan permission for the fixings in the Victorian pews. So when the scaffolding comes down on that job, and we take the lights out of the choir stalls, I'm knackered. It's only about 12:30 and I feel like I've been on my feet for about 12 hours. I'm more tired than I am on a day at work. Oh, just another hour and a half by. That was sitting sideways on a chair, talking to Paul Meenan, who is the instigator of the E5 group, which is in the electrical industry. He told me a story of a pretty desperate contractor who had just landed a possible quote from a so-called bully of a client, and he said, how can I need the work, but he's a bully and I want to do it properly. He got seven of the E5 group together to work on the thing overnight, bringing to bear all their knowledge, and that is a lot of knowledge. Produced the quote in the morning. He just said, put your figures to it, just so that they'd get it done right. That's the sort of guy he is. E5 goes to Great Ormond Street. It makes no money profit at all. His train set is, I think he said, from Southend to Shoebury Ness or something. That's all his train set. So he deals with all the contractors, and he just said, I'm getting sick. I've just paid £5 million out correcting shoddy electrical work, contractors and subcontractors, without knowing what they were doing. So don't tell him that nothing needs doing in the industry. Still got this, nobody there to deal with that, don't lose it, 200 quid those. There were no, unfortunately, cloakrooms, so I've been wearing that all day and it's been quite hot, surprisingly. So just working through then what I've got here. Vanarama, big fan of Vanarama, even though I'm not getting a new van, I will use them. I was the first to sign up on Emily or whatever it was book, but they've already got my details probably. Surge protection, we've seen that. A lot of these things are just to remind me, David Savoury on the front of the magazine, are just to remind me, like for instance, two Prey fillers, that's what we're going to use potentially in the church. Two more little black notebooks from, and here we go, two of these for 30 quid. Would have been something more like 45, 50 quid, but they're bigger than what I actually possess at the moment. Armour, they'll be good for stuff. What I've runs being probably good for a couple of weeks. Just been doing free sample filler. Renew your ES card because my CS card was Sicilian, and I found out it was probably going to go out of date. Anyway, wall dog type screws from Olympic fixings again, and that was a free sample. Then I bought this for about £7, which is propelling pencil to get into small propelling pencil calibration, service, repair. Alpha used them last year to do my broken MFT, and they sent back the other one that couldn't be done. This is just to update me on what's available with Vargo. They keep bringing out new products. JCP Construction, this is all about fastenings, so bedtime reading fastenings. These are quite cool. These go into solid concrete and then you can screw technology. Moving on. Vandal door entry panels. We're going to fit one of them in the HMO in Littlehampton, and this will give me an idea on what sort of things are available. Contact electrical catalogue. I don't know why I've got that. I don't even remember putting it. So there we go. I've got more metal. Two of these with a metal. Well, it's 3:21, 15:21. I've been on the road for half an hour. It's 50 miles to my destination. And the radio has gone back on silent mode, but the engine lights, engine motor default failure, par-dessus de something or other, the light has gone off. So we're not in danger in the next few minutes of going into limp mode. That's limp mode. I say again, limp mode. Oh yes, and I forgot to say, another thing that's happening is when I try and put the window up on the passenger side, it goes up, and it goes up, and then it goes up a bit more instead of going all the way up. And then on the driver's side, it goes up a little bit of the way, then decides, nah, I'm not having that. I'm going back down again. And you have to sort of coax it up. This after I had a new winder put in last year. They don't call it a winder, they call it a window regulator.
Work besties, partners, family, neighbours, pets, and of course ourselves too. Order beautiful Valentine's bouquets.
Paul Moonan we got onto the subject of religion, and he said yes, he was a Christian, and I said it did sound a bit like church. He said, oh, I hope not. Well, I said, in a good way, yes it is.
Follow A21, 7 Oaks bypass towards Hastings.
Dusk is here and still no engine lights, which is good. I've been on the road now an hour and 20 minutes. I'm lucky. I really do like clients who I've known and call me my darling. And Loretta and Peter at the Vardar Restaurant are such people and give me quite a bit of work, which immediately relaxes me and puts me in a good frame of mind for starting work.
to the Financial Ombudsman. To stay ahead of the competition, you need to know when to invest in your business, which is why now is the perfect time for you to take advantage of the Renault Pro Plus new for old van scheme. Get £6,500 off the list price on the new Renault Traffic to your business when you trade in your existing van, so you get the upgrade you need to keep your business out in front. Let's invest in you. Search Renault Vans or visit your local dealer today.
Right.
From these people from Brighton or what's his name, between Boarding and Shoreham somewhere, AM something, I don't know.
Portslade.
Yeah, we got it with them. They're looking after our fire alarm. When you come in to test the fire alarm, they are switching off the light, emergency light coming. And we haven't got any certificate for emergency light. And we asked them, no, so we don't do the emergency light. Does it make any sense to you?
Well, yes, they don't do emergency lights.
But the question is, how can you switch alarm, the fire alarm, and then emergency light coming? If you don't switch on emergency, what is name, the alarm for the fire, the light will not come in. We knew that goes all together.
Peter, I'm not really understanding you. I'm really sorry. Are you saying when you turn the fire alarm on?
Off, when you turn fire alarm.
When you turn the fire alarm off?
The doors coming on, the emergency light.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? But we haven't been having the certificate for that, just for fire alarm.
Okay, so the emergency lights come on when the electricity is cut?
Off, yeah, cut off.
That's it. It's nothing to do with the fire alarm?
Nothing to do, but they've always tested fire alarm, they're switching off electricity.
Yeah.
And that those emergency light come on.
Should come on, yes.
Yeah, if they don't come on, they should not give us a certificate for fire alarm.
I think they're separate.
It is separate. We
Yes.
didn't know that. Do you do that type of job?
I can do, yes.
Okay.
I can find out and do what, a certificate for your emergency lights?
Yeah.
Yes.
want to-
Anyone can do it.
Not
Anyone
anyone,
can
I
do it.
want you to do it. I don't want to involve anybody
All
else.
you
I
need to
know
do
you.
is check against the regulations whether your emergency lights are up to the regulations.